Constantin, we're standing outside Heinemann's brand new development here, Mega B, Sydney Airport. It's 7,000 square meters of retail space, and it really is quite an extraordinary development. Just take us through the stores as the passenger sees them.
You're right. It's a complete redevelopment because if we look back at Sydney Airport and the stores we found here over a year ago, it's a different world, and it's a different world in many ways. On the one side, the size is significantly increased. On the other side, the concepts that we brought in are a complete different world to anything that has been at Sydney Airport and at many other airports ever before. Walking through the store, the largest section we allocated to perfume and cosmetics, and we are proud to say that we increased the number of brands very significantly, and the choice you find in perfume and cosmetics at Sydney Airport today is just outstanding. We brought in additional brands, brands that have never been available in Australia before. NARS, Urban Decay, for example, have been here first in Australia, so really proud of that, and they're very successful. That's the first thing passengers see when they enter the main shopping precinct. Then, of course, we have the core duty-free assortment, and something which has always been a very strong category in Australia, which is liquor, wines, and spirits. This is represented on the left side when passengers walk through. It's a wide variety of assortment as well. We allocate a very large space to it. Here in Sydney, we applied the traditional Heinemann approach of category before brand. It's really important for us because the passenger comes first, and if you as a passenger are looking for a single malt whiskey, it's really important for us that you are able to find that easily. So we have a great combination here in Sydney of this approach, combining it with separated branded areas. So you find a great section of Johnny Walker. We have a wonderful corner of Macallan.
You've also got, at the end of that section, actually your first kind of enterprise here on food and beverage, the Bridge Bar.
Yes. Well, when we were starting the development of this great space, we were thinking about how do you use such a huge space, and there has never been a duty-free store in the world in this scale. So it was important for us also to question our concepts and to go a new way. And food and beverage is a very crucial part of that. We looked at that. We know our strength. Duty-free is our strength and our history. Food and beverage is not part of that. So we're looking for strong local partners. And we are working with Trippers White Group, who are very successfully operating 2 food and beverage locations within the main departure store. We picked on the one side Bridge Bar as a unique bar coffee location for Sydney, and on the other side the Coast Cafe, a more luxurious food and beverage location located in the fashion and accessory section of our store.
What I like about this particular store is that you've really got plenty of room to maneuver. It's very easy for passengers in terms of sight lines to get a clear impression of what's going to be available, and also the walkways, the footpath, they can find and be surprised by what's available on either side of the store. It also gives you permission, of course, to create space for extraordinary promotions and pop-up stores, and the Christian Dior one is a perfect example of that.
We want to create a relaxed shopping environment that brings in also the idea of a shopping center to an airport, and we've been very successful in doing that. As you can see here, passengers are browsing through. They enjoy being here, and the temptation is large, so they browse through our shops, and that's what we are really glad about.
Sitting in front of liquor, tobacco and professional section is the Heinemann and Me promotion. Now, this is actually quite interesting because this is a real development from what you have in Europe. How important is this loyalty program to you here?
Heinemann and Me is a program we successfully implemented in Europe, and we have a lot of frequent customers. If you travel from Sydney throughout the world, Sydney Airport is the place where you will depart and where you will arrive. So creating customer loyalty is a key for our long-term success here in this business, and this is why we are promoting Heinemann and Me. And I think the lucky draw, win a Porsche, become a Heinemann and Me member, is just something which stands for our company. It's something that surprises customers. It's a beautiful picture in the store, and just draws attention and connects passengers to the brand Heinemann Duty Free.
We then move on to the tech section, which is actually quite interesting. It was a favourite with your predecessor, and also has got very much front of shelf here. How's that working for you?
Technology is a very interesting business. It's a business which is not our background. We have been selling electronic products in Europe in the past years, but it has never been a core of our duty-free offering. Here in Sydney has been prior to our start here. So we took it to the next level. We took it to the next level with a very professional partner. JB Hi-Fi is the biggest player in consumer electronics in Australia. The results that we see are very, very promising.
Before we move into a brand new area of yours that you've developed here, I want to just focus on the general ceiling decoration, the architecture, the design that people will see everywhere in this particular store. Just walk us through how this was created.
The whole idea of a large shopping space like that is for us to create different worlds within those 7,000 square meters, but at the same time to connect it. We do not want to have a shopping environment with 7,000 square meters that is actually 8, 10, 20 different little stores that are not connected, but a whole shopping environment that's one large duty-free store. Part of that is, of course, using very high quality products, and that includes beautiful tiling, wooden ceiling, and especially the canopies on top of the perfume cosmetic sections, which combine the whole perfume cosmetic.
Great banner designs. They work very well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It has been a long journey, and we came to a package which allows personalization of perfume cosmetic brands, but at the same time wrapped into the whole concept of Heinemann Duty Free, which works very well. Looking at the different departments throughout the store, our Jacaranda trees play a very important role. If you walk through the store, you'll find light charts representing Jacaranda structures. We actually can change the color, so for Chinese New Year, technically we can change the light to red, blue, pink, whatever we like. However, the idea is the typical Jacaranda purple.
Well, the freshness of the color, the vibrancy of the color matches the clarity of the store, and the ceiling height makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, especially in the boutique and fashion accessory zone, we're really happy to have incredible ceiling height. It creates really a wow moment when you walk into that section, because the ceiling elevates, you can see daylight, and it creates a beautiful shopping ambience.
That takes us nicely into the Fashion Boulevard, and here you've introduced some very high-end brands, some brand new for the first time to Australia. This is a major step up for Heinemann as a company. How important a development do you see it?
Yeah, I think it's a new chapter in the whole idea of Heinemann Duty Free. It adds a whole additional assortment to the variety. On the one side, we're really proud to have the first time a really great offering of luxury and premium watches as part of our store. This is something that has been at Sydney Airport before, but not presented in the level as we are able to present it today. Apart from that, we brought a whole lineup of new brands here, and that starts with Fendi, which is the first store at an airport here in Australia. It goes on through Salvatore Ferragamo, who are doing very well, Bali, Zegna, Lacoste, and many, many more.
Jimmy Choo, Furler, and so on. It's not just the usual suspects, though. You've actually introduced, again, brand new stores.
It's an exciting new journey, and it's a successful one so far.
Let's move on to a sense of place. Here again, Heinemann would appear to have taken a slightly different sense of direction, because what we've seen in Europe, for example, is that there's always a major structure. It's a major feature, an event, as it were, and the centerpiece of the airport. Here, you've done it differently.
Well, for us in Heinemann Duty Free, it's extremely important not to build a generic duty-free store, which could be anywhere in the world, but to pick up the local ideas, to integrate it in the store, and to come to a shopping environment where passengers, when they depart or when they arrive, already feel where they are. And the approach we chose here is integrating the structure of jacarandas on the one side. Another part that we did was very unique for Sydney is the harbour environment and the greenery you find in that section. And this is represented in our store in the regional section. And we offer the full range of Australian souvenir products, but not only the typical souvenir products like magnets and t-shirts, but also much more exciting products, and you need to check it out yourself.
How important is digital content here? You've really moved forward.
Here for Sydney, we went a completely new path. The number of screens and the number of digital executions you find throughout our store is much larger than anything we have ever done in other Heinemann duty-free stores, and I think also larger than what you find in any other duty-free store itself. And it's a great opportunity. Passengers walking by are tempted by pictures in motion, by especially in a large shopping environment as we have it here. It's important to highlight what you find in different sections of the store. And as you will have seen, we have our great Become a Heinemann and Me and Win a Porsche promotion. And a digital screen is a great support to illustrate what the mechanism is about, how it works, and to attract passengers to shop at Heinemann.
The size of the store gives you maximum flexibility to adapt your offer. How flexible are you going to be, especially given the amount of Chinese that are increasingly visiting Australia?
Heinemann Duty Free here in Sydney is, like everywhere in the world, about adapting our assortments to the needs and requirements of the passengers. Chinese passengers are part of that, but the core group of our passengers are passengers traveling from and to New Zealand, and of course Australians. Key for us is to adapt to the different groups of passengers. We do have a lot of flexibility, and one great thing is that we have here is we have 3 pop-up stores. And pop-up stores where we are able to change the product category, the brand, the mechanism month by month. So passengers walking through Sydney Airport will see 3 different topics all the time.
There's one sentence that you could say that best reflected and defined this particular store. What would it be?
What you can see around us is the passion for retail that Heinemann carries in our hearts for 137 years. And we took it to the next level here, and we're really proud of that.